Hey, you guys, this is Courtney Camaro. I'm outside of Muhammad Ali's real original home. We're in Chicago, and I wanted to shout out Al's Botanics and Herbs. Man, when I tell you, I am one of those people that has insomnia. I can't sleep. I can't focus on some days because I'm so sleep deprived, and this has helped. This is one of the mixtures he has that helps with sleep.
What's going on, man? I have to get some things off my chest. I mean, I just I just happened to see I saw like the tail end of the Corey Holcomb show. He had Anton on his show. Long story short, he basically had Anton as a guest live in person on his show. And I basically joined the live stream as far as viewing it toward the tail end. This was all I had. One of the things that I noticed, and this is why I rewinded the live stream to like see what happened. And I when I first saw the live stream, Corey was just basically talking shit about Anton. So I basically I was like, okay, maybe they got into it. Obviously, he left, or maybe I don't know. I thought maybe he just left early. Sometimes the guests leave earlier. I don't know, but anyway, when I rewinded it, I understood exactly what went on. They had basically a shouting match. And here's the thing, right? And I'll just start. I just got to get this off my chest because like I saw so much negative, it was just so much negative energy that I have to release that shit back into the ether. I cannot go to bed with that motherfucking negativity on my chest, man. I have to I mean, I have to get this shit off, man. So, and then I was just and obviously here's the thing. I am not an anti-hater, okay? I'm a congratulator. I'm not a hater. Okay. That's first off. Second off, it is a lot of people just they don't have any morals like I have and all of that. They gonna absolutely eat off of this live stream because see, Corey doesn't he don't take his live streams down or put them on private. He doesn't do all of that YouTube shit. He runs his podcast. He runs his show like a podcast. He's gonna leave it up for everyone to see. So just I could just off top from just what I saw, people are gonna eat off of this for a week straight. Okay. All of the people that either for one, the people that don't like Anton, which is a lot of people, I mean, obviously, they are going to eat off of this fucking debacle that is very, very embarrassing. Secondhand embarrassment for sure for about a week or longer. The people that comment about every fucking little thing, which I don't do that. I comment on certain things. The reason I'm talking about this is because I actually witnessed this shit, and I mean, like, I ain't got really. I gotta fucking get this shit off my chest, so I just, that's why I'm talking about it. But yeah, like this shit is not good. It was definitely not a good idea for Anton to come on that show. That's first off. I don't know who he talks to or who he has as a publicist or manager or whatever the fuck. He made a mistake, and I don't even think that that's the case. It's in basically Corey Holcomb pretty much said everything out as far as in the live stream what actually happened. He said that Anton reached out to Corey for said interview or not interview or to be a co-host on the show. And no, like Corey is not the type of person in that case to just lie. He doesn't have any reason to lie about that. And Corey is a big, he has had a big show for a long time. I'm not saying it's like Corey Joe Rogan or fucking, it's not like like, what I'm saying? It's not like he's on a big level, but he does have a big platform. Okay. His platform is bigger than Anton's. Just say that, and it's bigger than a lot of people's platform. So you get exposure by going on bigger platforms. That's just how this thing works. Now, I'm not in YouTube. My dry, dusty, channel, I've given up on hopes of, being the next Kevin Samuels or all of that, fame and everything. I've given that up years ago. So I don't care about all of those things. I don't be trying to, get shows or book shows, or I don't be in people's Instagrams or Twitters trying to get interviews. I just totally just full stop. I just was like, okay, this is just, I just got a YouTube channel and I got a lot of information. I got a lot of good viewpoints on things, but I just gave up on all of the, business side of YouTube. And YouTube has probably made it more convenient for me to do so because they pretty much, make it hard for certain people to continue to be monetized. So whole monetized game just kind of like, it makes it easier to just kind of like um just give up on certain business aspirations, but at the same time, Anton has a bigger platform than mine. He's got a bigger bankroll than mine. I mean, I guess he trying to blow up. And a lot of what people do, people try to, go to other platforms to like get big. And I mean, sometimes you gotta know your lane. Like, see, here's the thing, right? And this is from years of listening to Corey. I mean, he's from Chicago. I pretty much I don't know Corey as far as personally, but uh, Corey has had words as far as him talking about Anton. Um, as far as his manhood and stuff like that in the past. I don't know, like maybe they was trying to hash things out, and that's why Anton went on the show. But the thing is like I just find that weird, like because it's like once you disrespect someone, really, it's really like it's really like I mean, yeah, you could make friends, but it really wasn't really never the really the path. Like it is people that just don't like other people. Okay. And you learn to accept that and move on. And it's like trying to go run back and try to be friends with someone that is, basically has had words with you and stuff like that. It's just not really a smart idea. It's just really not smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that it just doesn't work, because it's just, once you get disrespected, it's like really it's really not much you could do about that as far as trying to regain respect. And this live stream, it's still up. I think he's either still live or the show is probably just about to end or have already ended. But it's still on there. You can see in real time, the idea of trying to hash it out with someone, it doesn't necessarily all the time works. It doesn't work, like you think it might work. Cause I mean, it could have went either way. And one of the things about Corey and Anton is they're both they both have big egos. So when you have two people that have big egos, it's like basically it's almost it's like basically setting yourself up for a fight, basically. You know, um, it just is what it is. Like two egos just don't mix, just doesn't mix. And classic example is that the live stream that you seen tonight. Like, these are two big ego, basically, almost on a narcissistic level, men that are then they're next to each other, um, in the interview, and it's just like I don't, I mean, it was crazy. It kind of reminded me of the interview with the only difference with the interview with what's that dude from Mad TV with the raccoon eyes? Damn. I can't remember his name. I gotta look it up. He was, I'm pretty terrible with names, but I'll get it. Um, Ari Spears. Ari Spears. That was like that Ari Spears interview with on the 5150 show. I mean, like it was just not good. It was just not good. And blow man, like basically Ari Spears got beat up by Zoe Williams, and then Zoe had a falling out with Corey because basically Ari Spears sued Corey Holcomb's 5150 show, and he actually got paid by it. He got damages from that. And he was drunk. Ari Spears was drunk, and he was, Zoe Williams was standing in front of him, and he was just like, what you gonna do, type of thing. And it was just really, really bad. And the thing is that a lot of people don't really know how to, like, basically, people even get old and they don't understand conflict resolution. That's one thing. Like, some people just don't know how no conflict resolution. And then here's the thing: and then when you add people that don't know how to read the room, don't know conflict resolution, because basically I'm putting on my social worker cap. Like, I'm back at Chicago State University, and I'm social work hat is on. Like you people, you have to a certain to a degree, you got to kill your ego when you deal with a person that has an ego. That's the thing. Like, two people with two egos, like, I ain't gonna lie, that's why a lot of relationships don't do well. Like, because you got a woman with a big ass ego, and then you got a man with a big ass ego, and then the two collide, and then no one wants to back down. And the thing is like, that's just a recipe for disaster, man. I mean, like, I don't know who could talk to him or get in his ear, but I would have said, man, don't do it. Don't go on that show. Because you gotta understand, like, it's not like one, you just gotta understand what a type of person Corey is, first of all. And even me, I don't really understand him, because I didn't grow up like Corey did. Like Corey grew up in the fucking projects of Chicago. Like he grew up in the fucking projects. Like, I mean, dude just, he is a totally different person, you know what I'm saying, than most people. Because if you ask most people, they did not grow up in the projects. You know what I'm saying? It's a totally different type of person that has, dealt with that type of world. And that person is just a certain type of individual that you have to be to survive a situation like that. But the thing is like, man, I mean, like a lot of times when someone is saying some shit about you and all of that, you just gotta like let that shit go and understand it's not a friendly ground. Like it's not some, you know, you gonna just I mean, it's a way you can do it. And a classic example of a person that knows how to do it is kind of crazy. But uh President Trump, Donald Trump knows exactly how to deal with different men as far as pause. Where's my buttons at? Knows how to deal with different men. Where's my pause? But um, damn.
Pause.
But yeah, I mean, he knows how to deal with men. Damn. Yeah,
Pause.
I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he dealt with Kim Jong Il or man, if I went to North Korea, I'd probably get smoked. Cause I don't know the difference between Kim Jong Un or Kim Jong Il. I think Kim Jong Il is the son. Kim Jong Un is his dad that passed away. But the thing is, like, he know how to deal with different men and their egos. Even if it's a situation where he sends special forces to come get you at night because you talking shit to him. I mean, he knows how to deal with that type of shit. But the thing is, like, everybody don't know how to deal with people like that. Um, and a lot of people that have egos, because see me, I don't have like I got an ego. Everybody has an ego, but my ego is not so big like that. Like my ego is huge, and then the type of person I am, I would have never like if someone called me something and disrespected me, I just, it is what it is. I wouldn't reach out to that person and try to be on their fucking platform. That's just me personally. Me personally. That's just the type of person I am. Like that's how my ego is. Like my ego is is sensitive to a certain degree to where I ain't gonna say anything because I don't agree with like, I mean, you know, I might say, something here and there to defend myself, but I'm not gonna come to someone's platform that disrespected me in the past, like, or said harsh words towards me, or genuinely has expressed they don't really like me. That's just the type of like I'm not that type of person. I'm just gonna try to push myself onto someone, even if they do have a bigger platform than I have. Like it's just not the type of person I am personally. But I mean, the thing is like I guess you know I don't know what the fuck this dude was doing trying to reach out to dude. Like I don't know. I guess he felt like he was trying to get some exposure and get to the bottom of things. Cause I mean, I don't know. Like I really don't know, man. But the thing is like you could have handled that differently as well. Like you could have fucking did a like not in person, but like live stream from a fucking, what I'm saying, like in your office or some shit. Like you don't have to be. I mean, I've watched Corey Holcomb show for years, You don't necessarily have to be on the show to be in the show. Like you could be on the phone, you could be you know what I'm saying, on a video stream. Like you can have a little um section where, you know, like they can make it look like you talking to everyone else and you included on the show, but you're not physically there. Like I would have done it that way, because you got to understand, you need neutral situations to kind of like, okay, if that worked, like we did an Instagram motherfucking talk or some shit, and you know what I'm saying, hash things out, and then it's cool. Then I might go on your show after that, where you already hash things out. Because if someone got something against you, they won't wait or anything like that, and you'll test the waters, you know. And then everybody got a different way to communicate. Everyone has different temperaments, you know what I'm saying. And it's like you can kind of get to that with a neutral conversation, to where, you know, you maybe do a Instagram, you know, talk or some shit, or um oh no, just hash things out, and just figure, come to the bottom of shit, you know, and then, you know, progress to something else, to where, yeah, we cool, man. I mean, his mama know, she come to find out, he got family in Michigan, and his grandma know my mama or some shit. And it's like, okay, you figure, you get to that point by the first like screening or whatever. Like you need a screening, you need to get down to the bottom of things. But like, I'm not just gonna go, just, all right, before I do all of that, just fucking catch a flight to LA and then come on the show to somebody that, you know, basically called me a bitch ass or a fag or some shit like that, you know, and without going through the measures of getting to the bottom of things. And he said it publicly, so you might want to do something, you know, on Instagram. Like, see, here's the thing, like, you know, I'm not no celebrity ass motherfucker. I don't have a desire to be famous and then rich. I want to be rich, and to be honest, I don't even want to be fame. Fuck the fame. I'd rather get the fortune. I don't give a fuck about the fame. But it's quite a few people that really do value fame. And I'm not one of those people. I really, to be honest, I want to be incognito, and just make my money and just do what I want to do, and that's it. Like, I don't really, like, you know, I have no inspirations to be a public figure or none of that motherfucking bullshit. I don't. I'm very, to be honest, my personality type is very introverted, and you know, just like that. Like, I'm not a extroverted person where I want to be around people all the time, and I want to get friends and new friends and network and all that. I'm just not that type of dude, you know. And it's I'm not the only one that's like that. There's billions of people that are just like that. And you know, it just is what it is. But even still, you know, I understand that you don't just you don't just drop yourself off into a situation where, because you got basically enemies and friends. You got enemies and friendlies. Okay, you know, and that's just war. Like, it's this war talk. Enemy is something that is a clear, open enemy. It is well known, and this and that. Then you got, you know, you got people that you don't really know are your enemy, or are they friendly. And I guess this was in a situation where, you know, where Anton wanted to try to kind of figure that out or whatever. But eh, after what was shown on the fucking World Wide Web on YouTube tonight, it's clear to say without a shadow of doubt that Anton and Corey Holcomb, or it is definitely not friends at all. Not and it actually, to be honest, it made a situation that was like words were said in a past type of thing or whatever, and now it's like it made it worse. It literally made the situation worse. And all the things that you could do, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, when if I had a whole bunch of money, right? Let's just say, I'd be thinking of this shit damn near every day. Like, if I had $10 million in the bank, I mean, like, I would not, I would probably just ghost from YouTube. I would ghost from all of social media. Uh, I mean, I'm pretty sure my life would really be a lot different. I would be bored. I'm pretty sure I'll be bored. I'll probably be on. I'm not gonna say I will just give up YouTube. I mean, but then again, like, you got to think, like, all of the places that you can travel, all of the things that you can do. A lot of people on YouTube, including myself, they use YouTube as basically an entertainment tool. It's entertainment. It's something to do because I'm bored. Because really, to be honest, let's just call it what it is. Let's bring it back to finance. I ain't really got the money to live like I really want to live. I'm not going, I mean, let's just call it what it is. Like, a lot of people, they do things according to their budget. It is what it is. Like, I ain't no different. You know what? In order to have better sleep, just recently, I I am trying to train myself. I'm like on the second day of training myself not to eat after dark. Okay. And the reason, and then when I say eat, I'm talking about a full meal. Like, basically, after dark, only snacks. Like, okay, some a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, some cookies and milk or whatever, some tea. You could drink as much tea as you want, right? I mean, I usually drink something to help me sleep. That's just what I do, right? Now, I do that, and then I notice, okay, doing that, I'm saving money. And I'm not, and this is not to say that I would do this if I would do this if I was rich as well, because it's healthy for you to do so. But, you know, going out, spending money late at night because, basically you hungry, and all of that, it makes you spend money unnecessarily. And the thing is, it's like, I stay in a lot because I save money doing that. It's like a budget tactic. It's a tactic for me to save money, right? Um, so I say all of that to say, okay, it's a difference when you have, let's just say, $10 million in the bank or more. All of these things, like, okay, yeah, eating after dark will still be okay, a thing what I would do, but I'm not gonna be staying in that much with $10 million. Like, I'm just me personally. Like, I mean, now, if I'm married and I have children and everything, I get it. I'm not gonna probably be able to travel much. Your children gotta go to school and all of that. I mean, that's a different story, but I would at least try to go somewhere at least once a month. You can go somewhere once a month. You could take a weekend trip. It's a shit, hell. I took a weekend trip to go to DR. Like, I mean, you could go, kick it on the weekend somewhere. You go to Jamaica, or go somewhere, take a flight Thursday, come back Monday. Like, yeah, but you can do that every, like, month if you want. You could do that every week if you want. You could do that every day, really, if you want, to be honest. Like, I mean, you could go for periods of time, because in essence, if you, like, see, I'm not the type of person I got $10 million and I'm blowing through it. I'm a financial fucking expert. Okay. I know how to take fucking definitely 10 million. Hell, to be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like with $10 million, this is how easy this shit is, right? You don't even gotta invest or do any fucking thing. You put that motherfucking $10 million in the bank, that's 30 racks off of interest. 30 or more $1,000 off of, and this is one of the reasons why people get rich and then they go broke, because they don't know this shit. I do. Okay. I'm not the only one. But the thing is you take $10 million, you can get 30 fucking $1,000 a month just off interest. And that's 30 rent. That's like the equivalent of someone that makes $300,000 a year, which most people don't. I mean, probably less than 2% or 5% of individuals, probably like, I'll say 300,000, probably less than 1% of Americans make $300,000 or more. Like people that make 300,000 is like high pressure sales. They selling like, it's people that work for IBM selling consulting services. They, installing some new data servers and shit like that, for Fortune 500 company or, yeah, they can make 300,000 or even more than that. Dentists, doctors, lawyers. If you are a very highly skilled in IT, like anything, networking, cybersecurity, DevOps, engineering, software engineering, if you'd have to be an ITO or a CTO, you could make $300,000, right? With those positions. Hedge fund, work for a hedge fund in some sort, maybe like a financial analyst or a data analyst. You can make that, right? But most people don't. Like probably less than 1%. You pull out ChatGPT or whatever. Most people, I would say, it's like probably 1%. 1% of individuals make $300,000 or more. Because see, people don't know this type of shit. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? So, in case you didn't know, I don't know. Do you know the scoop on what happened with Anton going on? What is it? Corey Holcomb show. But if you don't, I'll update you. I don't know how long you've been listening, but the thing is this: like, okay, just not investing, not all of the things I know how to do. Like basically, I can with really $1 million, I can hit the ground. With really, to be honest, $100 grand, I can start. I can go right into getting another project, fixing it up. I can have it on the market probably 6 months, right? Without even having to do all of that shit. $10 million in a motherfucking bank right now, every month, you can make at least $30,000 just off interest. Just have it. Okay, well, yeah, basically, long story short, Anton went on Corey Holcomb's show, and basically it was just basically secondhand embarrassment. That's the short story to it. But the thing is this. Basically, that I'm not making this up. With $10 million just sitting in a savings account. No, it's not the best thing to do. It's not, you're not gonna maximize your potential to make more money just doing that. But I'm just saying theoretically, just a lazy way to basically basically be wealthy is park that money in the bank, and literally off of interest, you balling out of control just off of interest. And that's just $10 million. Okay. And then I think certain savings accounts, they don't even have the ability for you to park more than like $1 million or $100,000 because they don't want to pay that amount in interest. I mean, I don't really know that much about that. I mean, but the thing is that you technically can make money. Hell, you can put your money in a wealth management fund with like UBS or Zurich Capital or something. and just basically the money that they give you from them trading your money, you could make more than that. You could probably make like 6 or 7%, which is more than what a savings account will get. And then that's even more money. Now you got 70,000 a month that your wealth partners are making you or paying you every month off of your money for trading your money. Now the thing is like, again, me knowing what I do, and then this is Anton already does this as far as he does flip real estate. Okay, I've seen videos and stuff, but like I would just theoretically be so busy, and I would be just enjoying myself so much. I wouldn't even probably be on YouTube like that. I don't think so. I don't see myself being on social media like that, you know, with $10 million in my account and the ability to make more money with that. Because definitely it's very easy to flip. It's very easy to flip real estate and to even do things in real estate when you already have funding. And here's the thing, like it's all a game at that level. And a lot of things, like for example, I was watching your boy, what is his name? Andrew Tate. He was basically saying once you get to a certain level of like money or wealth, everything kind of technically is free. And you might not understand that, but I'll break it down to you. Once you achieve a certain level, like I just said, just the lazy man's way to make money off of you having $10 million, park it in a savings, a high yield savings account, and you getting basically at least 30 to 40 grand off of your money every single month. Now, you take that money, and of course, your credit is going to be spectacular because everything is well paid. All your credit cards are paid in full. You'll probably have higher credit limit offers and all of that comes with that. And everything is going to be paid because you're talking about from a mind of a financial expert, not just some dude that just likes to spend money and shit and blows through money. No, I'm just saying you can take that money, that 40,000 that you get a month, and then pay all your bills and expenses and everything with that, and you have stellar credit, so you can go get hard money. If you need to use collateral, you got collateral. Now you flipping properties. The thing is, all of that money that you making, the essence of it is, to a certain degree, you're not thinking about things because it is to a certain level free. Everything you're getting is free because this is why people don't like Jews and all of that, because they, pretty much were masters in banking, because interest with interest in a nutshell, because you already have that money, you already are getting money effortlessly to the point where everything is damn near free. I don't really, that's the best way I can describe it to you. It's just basically the fact that you make money so effortlessly with the money that you already have. Everything's, to a certain degree, is on a certain level free. It sounds crazy. I understand it. When he said it, I understood it immediately. I already heard someone say that. I think he already said that before. I heard him say that. So it is, to a certain degree, true when you on that level. And I'm not, because see, this is what a lot of, guys that go to the, what's old boy that went back to Queens, Sebastian Telford, think that's his name. He blew through like 20 million. Like, see, the thing is like, when you have a mindset of a business mindset, a financial mindset, an investment mindset, right? And you already did that shit. You was young. I was young. I was young, fucking lying on credit card applications when I was 17. I got my first Marshall Fields credit card. You know, I'm blowing through it. I'm going buying me some cool water cologne back then. Back in the late 90s, cool water cologne was like pretty popular. You know, I know I'm a dinosaur, but yeah, cool water cologne, buying my mom some stuff, and there you go. I blew my credit card that I wasn't even supposed to have because I wasn't even 18 yet. Already out the jump, you know, blowing through it. So I've done that. I did that. I lived that life before, where I used to blow through money. Used to buy, you know, the Pelly coats, Averex coats in the late 90s, FUBU jackets, gold chains, and all of that shit. You know, the rapper, the He Got Game toolkit, basically. I had it. The Timbs, the Averex jackets, and all of that shit. Well, I had a FUBU jacket, Timbs, you know, jeans, chains, and all of that shit. Gold, like earrings with the fucking diamonds in them and shit. Like I did all of that shit, man. And I learned from it. Like I'm not interested in doing that. Like I done already did that. You know, I don't really have the desire to be that nigga in the club. Like, I think a lot of dudes, a lot of especially black men, they want to be that nigga in the club. And see, the thing is I was that nigga in the club when I was going to clubs when I was 16. Me and my homie, we used to go to clubs when we was in high school. I mean, like, so I already got that stuff out my system. It's no for me to go and I thought about this. I was like, damn, I was thinking, you know, I was like, damn, I could see how that feels, you know, but that's not what I want to do. I'm too old for that. I wouldn't, you know, I'm just too old. That's one, you know. Um, and I just that crowd of people, that type of environment, I have no desire to that. I had a thought though. If I was to do it, you know, I would have this what type of chain I would have. I'd have a Sears Tower chain, all black onyx, you know, and at the top I have everything all iced out. On the antenna section, I have everything iced out. And then I have some shiny on the very top. I have some shiny stuff on the towers where the antennas are, and then I had this little chain, you know. And then see, here's the thing though: when you do stuff like that in Chicago, you are going to get killed and robbed or killed. The way it might happen, it doesn't even matter, you know. But it's most likely gonna happen. You know, you're gonna either get killed or robbed or killed. In no particular order. It just depends on how the person feels that day. But that's what's gonna happen to your ass because Chicago is not, and nowhere is like this. New York is like this. Chicago, Memphis, LA, everywhere. It's too many hungry black people, too many broke ass black people, poor ass black people to be balling out of control like that. Cause it just ain't it's too many have nots in Chicago for you to, you know, to you to ball out of control on Chicago cats, man. It's just too many of them. So you just really, even if you wanted to do that, man, you know, now you're talking about bodyguards and all that, just don't have a desire to be that. And it seems cool. And I know I hope somebody goes out and do this. I hope some young, rich rap dude, you know, from Chicago listen to me. He go out, get Jacob the jeweler to make him that chain. Cause that's a raw concept, you know. But the thing is, I have no desire to do that. Now, do I have a desire to get another Mustang? Yeah, I got a desire to get a Mustang, a drop top Mustang GT 500 or something like that. Yeah, I do. But I mean, it's just like I'm saying, it's just when you on that level, it is very easy to maintain that level and get beyond that level. Because you know the you already know how to you know this you have fundamentals. You have fun. It's like just like basketball. You learn fundamentals first. Well, it's something called financial fundamentals, right? Like for example, you know how to make money. Okay, basically, and once you bring that money in, you know how to make more money from that. Like and I'll admit this, right? I believe Anton has more money than Corey Holcomb. As far as I'll just say, like, as far as what I think, I don't know for sure, but I think Anton has more money. He is actually richer than Corey Holcomb. Okay. So he does move a lot better than probably how Corey moves. Okay, because Corey just don't really make that much money like that. He ain't really Hollywood like that, and he don't really, he's kind of like an outcast where they don't really pay him that much, and he doesn't get certain contracts because he basically talks about everybody, But I'm, to a certain extent, I do, I am more aligned with that because that's just kind of how I am. I don't talk about people, but I basically tell things how they are, and I don't play the popularity game. Anton, he does play the popularity game, obviously, but Corey, he does as well, but he don't really care that much about that. I mean, because Corey has pretty much talked about people that were very wealthy, more well-to-do, Hollywood insiders and shit like that. Like, and he didn't bat an eye, and I'm more like, that in the sense where I just if something is to be said, it will be said. Like, I'm not gonna try to be popular. I'm gonna call balls and strikes. And, pretty much if it is what it is, I'm gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am.
Pause.
Regardless if I lose my job, regardless if I lose my YouTube monetization, YouTube viewers, YouTube subscribers. I mean, I'm just gonna call it down the middle. I mean, that's just what I do, man. I don't really care about who likes me, who don't, how many views. I don't give a shit. Give two shits because you know, I I don't play the whole popularity game. I just don't. I know some people do, but I just that's just it's not how I roll. I mean, I got enough people. I got a few people, man, that rock with me. That's all I need. That's all I really care about, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Really don't even care about that, to be honest, to be perfectly honest. But the thing is that, you know, I don't know. I wonder to a certain extent. I think people are addicted to social media. And I'll say that, like, people are addicted to social media. They might have millions of dollars and they still addicted to social media. Because I'm gonna be honest, like, if I'm up like that, if I'm up a million, I'm moving totally different, bro. I'm totally different person. I'm not, saying that I'm, gonna be totally different and a whole new person, but I don't think I'm gonna be on YouTube, man, you know, trying to make a coin. Like, I don't know. I'm not, I just don't see myself moving just how I am right now, being up millions of dollars. I just don't see that. Like, I mean, I probably would, get married and settle down and then just kind of just go in quiet. Like, I might just start watching YouTube and just just being a YouTube viewer and never go live, never upload any videos again. Maybe the videos I upload will be on some distant channel somewhere of me catching some fish by the dock of the bay or some shit. But I don't really like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I mean, I think people, you know, certain people just they like the attention. They like the attention. They're addicted to you know, social media, man, you know, and they just can't get enough, you know. But yeah, man. This is gonna be, you know, this is definitely, like I say, you know, this is definitely gonna be talked about. If you don't know about this shit, everybody gonna be talking about this starting tomorrow. I mean, well, later today, you're gonna get all of the little reaction channels and everything, and they probably editing videos right now. You know what I'm saying? Editing they editing videos right now about this shit, man. About that interview. I mean, like, again, like, I just, oh man, you know, it's just man, you know, two people with strong personalities just don't, it usually doesn't go well. Like two, just let's just say two um men with heavy egos, maybe even slightly narcissists. They not, that's a recipe for disaster, man. That's like I mean, that's like having two pit bulls, you know, sit, you know, they don't know each other really, just in one room together. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a good look, man. I'd shoot. I don't even watch the Corey Holcomb show. I don't really, to be honest, I really don't too much. I rarely watch Anton. Um, and you know, it's just, you know, it is sometimes, you know, I saw Corey show with the banner and it said Anton. Okay, I was like, okay, let me tune into this. You know, this is, you know, is interesting. Okay, Anton is on Corey Holcomb show. Okay, Detroit meets Chicago. Okay, so I tune in, and out the gate, I'm tuning in late, and he's not on the show. I noticed one, Anton, then two, Corey is talking shit about Anton. I'm like, oh fuck, this is not good. So I immediately rewind the live stream, and and they basically going back and forth, and then I realize why, you know, why he's not there, you know. And I'm like, oh my god, they is about to motherfucking have a field day about this shit, you know. And of course he probably going live right now talking about what happened from the show or whatever, you know, right now, or probably gonna do it. I think he has a morning show, you know, talk about it on the morning show. Man, I mean, you know, yeah, it's just, you know, like, again, you ain't gonna be friends with everybody. And that's cool. That's how the world works. And that's fine. Okay. You just gotta understand who's friendly and who ain't, man. If you know, some people just, you know, no matter what you do, they ain't gonna never be friendly with you. They ain't gonna be friend. Some people ain't friendly with themselves. It's people that harm their self. They smoking, it's somebody shooting up heroin mixed with fentanyl right now. You think they love themselves? And they doing that? Somebody doing meth right now, doing smoking rocks right now. Somebody probably listening to my live stream, hiding a motherfucker off some perks, some Xannies, and some in a cocktail of fentanyl with heroin. Like, I mean, they don't, obviously that person does not love themselves. So if they're not friendly and they don't love themselves, they ain't gonna fucking love you. They ain't gonna be friendly with you. You know, they toxic. That's a toxic person. How they act toxic. You know, they don't like you, and they also don't, you know, basically a lot of times, and I'm not saying that Corey is like this. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's just, you know, some people they don't, you know, I learned this from my grandfather because my grandfather used to chain smoke. And I'm like, a person that does that to their body, they don't like their body. They don't value their body. Like, so what makes you think that person gonna value you? You know, and have and be so happy go lucky with you, you know, when you know they kind of a nihilist. Because a person that really chain smokes, a person that really chain smokes is really, to be honest, a nihilist. The person that continuously chain smokes. I'm talking about hardcore cigarettes. Like that person obviously is a nihilist. Most cigarette smokers are nihilists. They don't give a fuck about what happened in the past, really. They don't really give a fuck about what's going on in the future. You know, they just trying to make it one day to the next, and they're very pessimistic, you know, like very nihilistic, right? And it's like, yeah, like people, you know, you know, certain people, it don't matter what you do, they ain't gonna never like you. They ain't gonna never be friendly with you, you know, because it's the way they adapt to the world. Some people, and this is why some people are powerful than others. Like some people have, like it's certain powers that people have. People have either spiritual power, have a spiritual power, physical power, mental power, right? And it's like those are the common powers that people have. Some people have very low spiritual power. They can't really deal with the world. Like they can't, you know, some people are mentally like they can't deal with this world mentally, you know, and then, you know, when one thing is off, anything is off, it throws everything off. So if your body's messed up, it's your spirit is messed up. You're probably depressed. Um, if your mental or your mind is messed up, then it throws everything else off. So, like, you know, the thing is like it's some people that are able to deal with this world. You know, like I was looking up German, it's a German word for Superman, and the Nazis used to call it, they used to say this, and it's called Ubermensch. Ubermensch. Ubermensch is basically a like Superman person that is just trying to be like just like Superman every day, like to just work on all your flaws, all your weaknesses, and enhance your strengths, and you know, enhance your weaknesses, and also enhance your strengths, like Ubermensch, right? Like, so the thing is like some people are more stronger than others. Like some people are able to deal with this world, this spiritual world, this physical world, better than others, you know. You know, and some people can handle a lot of darkness. Like I'm like that. I'm not the only one, obviously, but I can handle a lot of darkness. I can deal with a lot. That's why I was able to deal with Gary. And you know, it was very stressful. It probably even aged me, but I'm able to deal with despair, darkness, almost like war. Like I mean, I was in a warship. I was in the Navy. I was in a war, and it was rough dealing with that. But it wasn't that hard. Like in a sense of, I mean, you on a modern aircraft, it's like, you know, or a modern warship. So actually, that wasn't considered modern, but it's not like you had everything you needed. You know, um, it's just you was on this ship out in the ocean. But the thing is that basically I do have the ability to deal with a lot of darkness. and despair and not actually be depressed about it, be uh pessimistic even about it. I just deal with you know whatever I have to deal with, and I'm optimistic that things will get better over time, like if I'm going through that. you know um Other people can't do that shit. They take their gun, papaya, blow themselves away, go jump off the roof, go fucking, kill themselves or some kind of way, or take drugs, to like serious hardcore drugs to deal with the reality of the despair and dark or whatever darkness and despair that they have to deal with. That's how they handle that. Like, it's a superpower for me to be able to deal with it. Um, and I'm not the only one. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's many people that probably have had some type of rags to riches story. That rag story was despair and darkness and setbacks and problems and all of that. And the thing is like basically, um, and maybe that has something to do with the difference between Corey and also Anton. Anton comes from basically a family that was more well-to-do. And, it's from what I know as far as some of the things I know about him, as far as from what other people have said and he said himself. He does have a mother and a father that did have something to provide. Corey, pretty much, I think he didn't either know his father, but he definitely was raised with a single mother in the projects in Chicago, which is one of the worst projects in an entire North United States. And it's like, it's kind of like you got a rich kid that didn't have to struggle as much versus a dude that every day he had to deal with nothing but struggle. His daily existence was struggle, and the thing is with me, I didn't really have, I mean, I did have a little struggle, I basically lived a middle class life as far as my parents. My darkness and struggle came from being an adult, from being going on a solo mission of being an adult and having to be responsible and pay bills and all of that and budget and save and work, and that's where my situation became, trying to deal with everything. um but again, that's my superpower. I'm able to deal with it. I understand it's mind over matter. The end of the day, matter matters can be dealt matters can be improved. Things might be rough now, but they can improve later. It's a fight. It's not like you can just get whatever you want. It's a fight. It's work that has to be done. Like, that's why some people rob people and burglarize people and everything like that, because they want something right now. They want whatever they want it right now. And I understand that, okay? But it's a process to it. It's a process. And once you get to that process of where you get what you want out of life, and you get a little bit more comfortable or whatever, you think back on those dark days and those dark times, and all of that, and you learn from it. You learn, okay, this is what isn't involved, this is how this works and everything. It's like, will I do that again? I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really would not like to camp out in a bando again in life. You know, I just really would not like to do that again. I mean, if I can avoid it. If I can't, I mean, it is what it is. I gotta go back in on another mission. Gotta, I gotta go back on another mission, another dark mission to deal with capitalism in America. You know, but the thing is, it's like I said, I'm optimistic. I understand, you know, things are, you know, it's a fight, you know, it's a war, you know, and you know, I think that me, like, I don't really think of it like it's a war, but I think I really need to. I probably, like, I think I would be much more ahead if I really did look at this as it should be, like it is an actual financial war. And then I wake up, like, you know, if I did it like that, like if I just literally went to, like, okay, boot camp mode, where I'm like, I'm sharpening my boots, I'm waking up, sharpening my boots, I'm you know, oiling my gun, cleaning my gun, you know, looking out for friendlies and enemies, you know, like you know, sharpened up, you know what I'm saying? Just you know, and then wake up and then watch the, you know, market, see what's going on, and you know, check my bank account. You know, just, I mean, look at this shit exactly what it is. And it is, and I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't, the reason I avoid looking at it like that is because I'm trying to not go really crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like on some, you know, wake up every day with my Navy fucking BDU shirt, just looking like, you know, you ever seen every town, and it's mainly in the suburbs too, but it's in the city too. Anywhere you go, everywhere you go, you got an old Vietnam vet motherfucker, crazy motherfucker, that he wears his army uniform, or not the entire uniform, but the actual army BDU, the actual shirt with his name on the jacket, and he got his patches and shit. Like, he wears that damn near every single day. And then, you know, he sits in McDonald's and he drinks his coffee, his senior coffee and shit, and he talks about war stories and all that. Every town has that motherfucker. And I just don't want to be that dude. Like, I don't, and they don't act like, most people don't act crazy on some, like, you know, I've seen a lot of movies, but like where people act like that, where it's like the war, they came home, but the war never ended. Like, they still wear they camos, they still, you know, check their rifles and clean their guns, and you know, the enemy is is outside. Like, I in order to avoid that, you know, I just try to, like, I just put it in the side of my mind, and I just go through my daily comings and goings, and I just don't think of it like that. But I think I should think of things more in the aspect of war, because it actually is. You know, nobody, whatever you have right now, I don't care if it's 10 bands, 100 bands, or 1,000, or no bands. Ain't nobody gonna, you know, nobody's gonna give you any fucking thing, unfortunately. Humans, I mean, unless you ask them. I mean, I'll just say it like that. Like, unless, like, theoretically, they can say yes or no, but most people are probably not gonna give you any money, like any substantial amount of money, and not want anything in return. And that's what I mean by that. And the thing is that because it's that fact, you have to go out and get what you want out of life. And in that aspect, it is war, you know. Businesses are, you know, kind of like designed, um is so competitive that it's like a war. You have to compete for market share, you have to compete for sales and profits, and get the best employees, the best workers, you know, which basically are going to war with you to fight other businesses, to fight other workers, you know, and that's why it's called, like, you know, entomology, or entomology, or I ain't gonna even butcher that word, but entomology is something when it comes to words. Words do have stronger meanings than what they might seem like. For example, I've said this many times. It's a reason why you're called, if you work a job, you are called a worker. There's a reason why that word is called worker, right? And you know, you work for a business, right? And you um you basically, yeah, you know, you're going to war for someone's business, right? You're maintaining that business. And you know, the thing is like, in order to kind of run away in my mind to, you know, I just don't focus in on all of that. Like, I'm not, like, with all of the things that I know, all of the things I know about the Illuminati and the Bilderberg Group and the Trilateral Commission and the Knights of Malta and all of the crazy shit that I know about conspiracy theories and all of this, like, in order for me to function, because you got two types of people that know all of this shit. You got the crazy motherfucker that's not really crazy. He just go all the way with the shit. Like, he's the type of person that he's going to just go berserko with it. He's going to just, like, he ain't gonna trust, you know, this is the type of person, you know, he's like, you know, got all kinds of conspiracies, and he literally absorbs that shit. He really, like, he lives that life, like, where he is always paranoid about something. You know, he takes desperate measures and all of that. Like, that's that type of person. And I guess to a certain extent, I don't want to be that type of person. So I'm the person that knows these things just as much, the crazy motherfucker that always is on high alert and paranoid. But I just basically absorb all of it and not think about it and just live my life. I mean, that's what I do. And you know what I'm saying? Like it don't get me wrong. At one particular time, I was more aligned with the crazy motherfucker, you know, but I'm like, well, you know, fuck, basically, to a certain extent, it's like, you know, fuck them all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just that philosophy of fuck them all. I just, you know, push that shit to the side, and then I just live my life the best way I can, you know, and still knowing though the things that I really have to deal with and how diabolical it actually is, and so on and so forth. As a, you know, as a warrior, I just find it more effective for me to just not be focusing on all of that shit all of the time, and just, you know, just compartmentalize it in my storage files and have it there, but just live my fucking life the best way I can. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the only one. It's a lot of people that are like me. And then it's a lot of like a lot of people that appear crazy, that know a lot of shit, and it just kind of blew their mind and they're kind of gone in the head, you know. But they still know a lot of things. Like, you know, but they appear crazy, they look crazy, and they like almost overloaded with information, and they don't even know what the fuck to do with it. But you know, the thing is that I'm I'm smart enough to understand how smart I actually am, and I know the government knows who the fuck I am. Okay, I know that at the very least. it might seem a tad bit crazy to say that, but I am not naive to not know that I have a file somewhere or multiple files. Hell, I already was in the military, so I'm definitely have a file in the Department of Defense somewhere. But you know, the thing is that I say all this to say that yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's I think it's a lot. I'll just say this in closing, you know, because I'm not gonna be talking about this shit all night. I gotta actually fucking go to work tomorrow. Um, you just I think when you have like a tad bit of money, let's just say $1 million plus, I think you have more things that you can do, you know, with your time. I'll just say that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll just leave it just like that.